Okay, so it stopped raining and I figured that it would be a good time to do a tiny little garden tour. So coming out onto our back deck, our strawberry tower. And I did talk about this a little bit in a Instagram video, but the top are proven winners, pink berried treasure and red berried treasure. So their flowers are beautiful. And then underneath it I have traditional white everbearing strawberries on the next 3 levels. And then the bottom level is some wild strawberries that we got from the backyard. I don't think that their flowers are gonna produce fruit. I did think that they were originally, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But I'm kind of okay with that. We do have a resident groundhog that kind of eats our stuff, so the bottom layer being kind of the strawberries that aren't going to do anything doesn't bother me too much. There's actually the tags for those. The girls were playing with them. So then this first bed's kind of been sad. Definitely an experiment, definitely something that I will do differently next year. Arugula, lettuce mix, spinach, and broccoli and dill. So that's the best looking broccoli I have. It's planted from seed and a long time ago, and it is not really performing the way I want to. This grate is down on here because the squirrels and chipmunks are really enjoying this bed, and I don't know if that's because of the straw that's on it, or the fertilizer that went in it, or the dirt that we used to fill it. So the dirt that we filled this bed with was like a Miracle Grow raised bed soil, because I hadn't had my dirt delivery and I wanted to get some stuff in. And I don't know, I might kind of blame it on that soil. The rest of our beds are filled with a compost and like loam, screened loam mix from our local nursery. But I am really excited for this guy. I love arugula, so I'm so excited and that these are actually finally starting to do something. I don't think that the spinach is going to. I mean, that's kind of like the best looking one. It's kind of sad. The salad mix, sad also. So we will be looking into that, doing that differently next year. And there's also some dill that you can barely see interspersed with the broccoli to help with hopefully cabbage worms, but we'll see. I don't know, my broccoli might never even get close enough to big enough for cabbage worms. This is our pepper bed. Has also nasturtiums in the middle and on the end, and I think some marigolds in it. I also am kind of waiting to see if some of the stuff is weeds or flowers, so we'll see. So these 2 plants right here are they're from Aloha Pep. The seeds are from Aloha peppers from the market. We did dry those and kind of try to, you know, hoping that we would be able to get Aloha peppers, but then I did some homework, and Aloha peppers are a grafted pepper. So I don't know if you've seen them in the stores, but they're kind of like a red and yellow, almost tie-dye pepper. So our peppers won't turn out to be like that. You can't, that doesn't carry out in the DNA of the pepper. So that will actually end up just being a red or a yellow pepper. These are just regular bells. I believe they're like a California something. And then same here, this one. And then, oops, sorry, finger. These 1, 2, 3 are jalapenos. So we'll see how those go. Here are my delicata squash. And then this space will be for sweet potatoes. So those, we just got an email that the seed potatoes that I ordered were delayed from Johnny's. So they are supposed to be here, I think, next week. They're just waiting for them to get a little bit bigger. And here's my onion bed. So these big guys, these beautiful, beautiful big guys, my kids keep eating the leaves off of them because they think they're delicious. They were planted from seed onions, but like this guy right here, which is looking pretty good, these guys all down the middle are from seeds. And then I have green onions in both corners. And then these are actually loofah gourds. So I don't know, mine are not growing that great. I started them inside, I started them at the right time, but they just have not taken off. I think it might be too cold here and they didn't get enough sun. So we'll see about that. This is our bean teepee. So the beans that I bought, the pole beans that I got are from Burpees. Not really happy with the germination rate. I had to like super overseed. They do give you a ton of seeds in the packet, but I think I'll be looking for another variety next year. We'll see how it goes from there. The flies are freaking out on the potatoes because I just put some not great smelling dirt in there to kind of hill them up, and I think they like the not great smelling things because they're flies. So that's what's happening there. But most of these were all bought from seed potatoes from our local farm or nursery and farm. They're a nursery and farm. The back one though is from some potatoes that we got from them in our farm box this winter, and I had sprouted and got in the ground. So we'll see how each of those do. Compost, I gave it a good turn this morning or this afternoon, but we don't run a very hot compost pile. It is mostly lazy composting, and then yeah, there's a lot of melons that grow in our compost pile. There's one right here. And there's another one right here. I pulled a mint leaf out of there too the other day. I replanted that in our mint bed. We do have a mint bed kind of to try to deter the mice from a super highway that they have outside. All right, so sugar peas or snap peas or snow peas, whatever you want to call them, they're doing pretty great. We have had our groundhog, who we like to call Mr. Man. He got a little munchy in here and kind of took the tops off of some of them, so not super happy about that, but we'll do. Ooh, look at that cool spider. Let's see, can you see him? Also spider warning. He's really small. He's right here. That was a cool one. All right, and then these in the front of the sugar pea or the snow peas are bush beans. They're purple ones. These are my husband's experiments and the girls. So he started growing some lemongrass. He needs to come out and thin them out. I'm not touching his plants, that's his thing. But we just wanted to be able to put those pots around the property so that we could kind of grab the stuff and rub it all over us. The mosquitoes are kind of gnarly. These are not the proven winner's buried treasure. The girls seeded some geraniums that we got for free from Baker Creek. In here is my husband's apple seed experiment, so I'll see if that works. And then we have a cattle panel, like 8-foot cattle panel, on two fence posts. So behind here are again the same pole beans. I mean, I guess I'm glad I'm planting them in a bunch of spaces because I don't know what they're gonna do. Those seeds kind of are not the best. These are Purple Snack hybrid carrots. Also, I made my tags out of like a big yogurt container. I just cut them and then wrote with Sharpie. I try to reuse. Reuse, reuse, reuse. Try not to buy new things that we don't necessarily need. So, Purple Snacks hybrids, those will be some nice purple carrots. Mr. Man has also, nice weed. Mr. Man has also gotten in here, but thankfully he attacked the regular carrot bed, which is over here. So he started eating like the tops off of these, but he left enough leaves so that they're still getting nutrients and they're still growing. So we will have to do a bit more thinning of our carrots, but they're looking good so far. Got some big ones over here. These purple ones are really working it. If you're watching other garden videos from other places, you're gonna see people are a lot further along than we are. We are in zone 5B/6A. Our last frost is usually right about now. We jumped the gun on planting this year because we felt like we could, and we guessed right. So it actually worked out well for us. And so these are English cucumbers and then pickling cucumbers. Oh, we may or may not, I don't know if I'm gonna thin those out or not. I did thin out my snow peas, and I think they're happy with how much space they have. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so we're zone 5A/6B. So we are kind of behind everyone else right now. My zucchini, started these from seed. They do need to be thinned, but because of our groundhog and squirrels, I didn't want to thin them too soon, and then lose like both plants, because that would be sad. These are new. These are blueberries. I bought these this year. They are a Northland high bush blueberry. So, couple flowers still on, but let's see. The flowers that fell off first were down here, so you can see like there's blueberries coming. They are forming. We are getting some little blueberries happening. This is my lavender that I successfully overwintered here, which is really exciting because I didn't think it was going to happen. And this is about ready to get real pretty. I was thinking that it's going to happen this week. It might happen on Tuesday. I guess that's tomorrow. It might happen tomorrow. I think we're going to have a sunny day, and it just got a lot of rain, so we got about 1.5 inches. This is another high bush blueberry. It's a pink cotton candy. We got it last year and it didn't really do anything for us. We pruned it this year, but I think we did it way too late. So it looks like the only fruit that we're gonna get is right here, unless it I don't know, does something else that's exciting, but I don't think so. So if you can see in there, like this is where we pulled the strawberries out from the property line. But they're just hiding under there. Raspberries. So we have a couple raspberry bushes. We just transplanted them from our neighbor. This one had been in a pot for a whole year before he gave it to us. So it's doing pretty well. A couple yellow leaves, I think just some transplant shock. But we are getting flowers. We are gonna get some fruit from this one. Another one right here. I don't know, I need to do a little bit more homework on why this is happening. Hoping that our fertilizer didn't do that, but it's possible. Our fertilizer is an organic one that doesn't really push too much in any direction, so I was hoping that it would be okay, but I just like knocked all the, well, except for right here, all the yucca leaves off of this one. And so that's what we're left with. It's kind of sad. It's got a little one grown down there. So if they don't really come back this year, hoping that they will kind of come back next year. And I'm thinking, like, same thing with this blueberry bush right here. Like, I think next year we'll get it'll be decent. And we kind of learned how to trim and prune our fruit bushes this year, so I think having that knowledge will help us next year. Our planter is kind of just a makeshift planter, rocks from the beach and the backyard from different places. So that's the raspberry bed. I do need to kind of fill in the outside of our berry patch, and then come get that later. Here's our apple tree. These are Cortland apples. We planted this last year. We didn't get any apples last year. We planted it late in the season, so I don't think it was ready and hadn't had the chance. So I've been coming out here and kind of making sure that we don't have too many apples on it. We might have to tie up some branches and stuff when things start getting a little bit bigger, but I mean, they're getting pretty good size. We're getting there. We've got a lot of apples on here, so I'm really excited. Apple picking is definitely a thing around here in Maine, but we might not have to this year, which would be really cool. And this is our crabapple tree. Oh, our crabapple tree, we've been here for 3 years, or 3 summers. This will be our 3rd summer. It flowered and bloomed and fruited the first year that we were here, and then it did nothing last year, which I was all excited to be able to use the crab apples for their natural pectin and be able to preserve with that instead of using the jarred stuff. But that didn't happen. We got 4 crab apples last year. So this year we are hoping for a much better harvest. And with the way that thing bloomed, I think we're gonna be in crabapple heaven. I think I'm gonna be learning how to make some cider. So this is our this is our toy collection, and the goose came with the house. The goose might be the girls' favorite toy in the backyard. They can ride on it, so it makes them happy. But yeah, I just thought I would give you a little tour now that it is like green and lush and happy and really starting to look like a garden. I don't think I told you about my tomatoes. So there's another strawberry. Just really quick. So these 3 right here are a beefsteak hybrid. They are a slicer tomato, but that is also good for canning and preserving as far as like sauce and salsas go. So I'm the only one really that will eat slicer tomatoes in the house, so I wanted something that would kind of do double duty, but I also didn't want to I didn't want to maybe lose like one plant and then not have any, and then that would have made me sad. And then these 2 are cherry tomatoes, and these 4 are Romas. They are close together. We are planning on pruning a bit to make sure that they have good airflow. There's basil planted in between them, but this is our experiment, so it'll go whatever way it goes, and we'll deal with it then. But I'm pretty excited. I feel like, I mean, you can grow a tomato in a lot smaller space, but I think that they'll have enough room. Like I said, we'll see. But look at this. We're gonna get some cherry tomatoes pretty soon. Oh, we do have a little bit of, I think they're flea beetles. I was picking them off and smashing them the other day. I think I got most of them. They actually haven't really made a reappearance. And that comes out. Yeah, and a little trellis. hopefully that will be covered with delicata squash and loofah gourds, but who knows. And I've got nasturtiums and marigolds in here too, interplanted. So hopefully a little bit of natural pest control, some flowers that kind of turn off the bad bugs and bring the good bugs. So, all right. Thanks for joining me on this tiny little garden tour, and I hope that you're enjoying your backyard or your front yard and your garden. Make some food. Have a good day.